Hi everybody, welcome back to my sunroom here in East Tennessee. It's the 1st of November and look at what Snow White is doing. There's white buds all over this cactus. This is the first one to bloom for me. She buds and blooms before any of the other colors of my Thanksgiving and Christmas cacti. And so I thought I would go over today with you just some reminders about how to keep the buds on your plant so that they will bloom. I have more questions about how to keep buds from dropping off of your plant than probably any other thing that I hear about in regard to the Thanksgiving and Christmas cacti. So thought I would go over that with you all today. This time of the year, you're going to be checking the top inch or 2 centimeters of your soil. And when it's dry, just the top inch, then you need to water it again. So you're going to be checking on these every 2 or 3 days. And here's Samba Brazil. The buds are just starting to form on this one. So I'm checking on this one every 2 or 3 days, increasing the frequency of the watering. Here's the peach one. Buds are just starting to form. And you kind of have to be vigilant about it, because one day you won't have any buds, and then the next day all of a sudden you've got buds starting to form everywhere. So that's what signals more water more frequently, because that's when they need the more frequent watering. And this is the really pretty pink and white one that my friend Paula sent me, covered in buds. It started budding, about 10 days ago. So I've been watering this one more frequently as well. What I do is once a week, I do use the Tiger Bloom Booster. And if you don't know what that is, then I'm going to put a link to my last video on Thanksgiving and Christmas cactus care, and you can see what I'm talking about. But that's what I use once a week. And then the other time that I water, I just use regular RO water. They love it. And there's other causes of buds dropping prematurely. If you get a new plant, let's say you go to your garden center or your grocery store, they have beautiful cacti ready to bloom. And you think, oh good, I'm going to get this for a centerpiece for my Thanksgiving Day, dinner table. When you bring those home, chances are that those buds aren't going to make it. The reason is if you change the temperatures, the locations, the light, the humidity around them too much, those buds are very sensitive and they will drop. But no worries, just take good care of your cactus throughout the rest of this year, and then next year you're going to have gorgeous blooms. People ask me about that really often. I just bought one, all the buds just fell off. What in the world went on? What happened? The thing that I would do if I were you, if I got a new cactus, is, how sometimes they come and they're just bone dry. I've found that in a garden center, they're either soaking wet, which those need to be drained very, very well and not left in that water, or they're bone dry. What I would do is I would come home, I would water them very well, and see if maybe some of the buds can be salvaged. So just kind of check on, is the soil wet? Then drain it. If it's dry, then water it. And then water it again, when that top inch of soil gets dry. That's going to help you a great deal. Also, don't put them in a drafty place, like in front of a door that's going to be open a lot and it's cold outside. That will cause the buds to fall off. Try to keep the temperature around them as stable as possible. They're very much like orchid blooms in that way. You want to keep the temperatures around them as steady as you can. And then, of course, if there's something going on, make sure you check for pests, because pests can wreak havoc on the buds and the blooms. So just check your plant, make sure that you don't have a pest problem as well. Now, does this mean that you don't move them at all? No, it means just you can take care of your plants. You can drain them, you can move them around a little bit, But if you move them around a lot, you're going to find that even your hand bumping up against a bud might cause that bud to just fall off. At some point, these buds are very, very sensitive to just falling from being even moved around too much. So set them up so that you don't have to move them around a whole lot when they're budding and blooming, and they will do better for you. And here's some buds on Big Red. He's already budding. It's kind of early for him to be budding. I believe that he is a hybrid between a Thanksgiving and a Christmas cactus, so he doesn't bloom until between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So just remember, it depends on what kind of cactus that you have as to when it's going to bloom. If it's a hybrid, it might be after Thanksgiving. If you live in a warmer place, then this might not be the month that yours starts budding at all. You can always put it in a cooler room to see if that will cause it to bud. If you live in a warmer place, sometimes that will work. But anytime these bloom is a good day. I get blooms on these throughout the later winter months. Like I get blooms on these in February and March. Sometimes I get them in May. It just depends on the cold snaps that we get here in East Tennessee. Sometimes I get some bonus blooms. I'll take those anytime. So just remember, a budding and blooming plant is a thirsty plant. And remember to increase your frequency of watering. And I will be doing videos soon with these in bloom. Can't wait. Those are some of my favorite videos. I love blooming holiday cacti. And thanks to everybody for your comments. I love hearing about your plants. I like hearing about what colors you like to grow. And are they budding yet? I'm just curious. This is an exciting time of the year. So thank you all so much for your comments. Thank you all for the hypes. I appreciate you all so very much. You all are my orchid and Thanksgiving cactus family. Appreciate you all more than you know. And before I end the video, I'd love to say the blessing over you, your plants, and your families. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. You all make it a great day. We'll talk to you next time. Did you hear a siren? Oh my.